Well, next up, we have President Trump taking aim at AT&T. Now, the stock's in the green, despite the president calling for a boycott of the company. Now, here's why. Trump wants to see changes at CNN. So he tweeted, quote, "I believe that if people stopped using or subscribing to AT&T, they would be forced to make big changes at CNN, which is dying in the ratings anyway. It is so unfair with such bad fake news. Why wouldn't they act? When the world watches CNN, it gets a false picture of the USA." Sad. Dan Roberts is back with me. And Dan, the big focus I want to talk about is the fact that this, once again, is President Trump attacking a U.S. company, a huge U.S. company in regards to AT&T. What do you make of this? And is this an effective way to get AT&T to respond?
What do I make of this? Not much. I think we have correctly become a little bit inured to tweets like this. This is the new normal. You're right. In the past, it was very unusual for a sitting U.S. president to make statements like this, certainly to encourage citizens to boycott a company, but it has happened before with the NFL. Now, in that regard, you could argue, and it's sort of the jury's still out on exactly how much of an impact the President Trump tweets had on NFL ratings, which did decline 3 seasons in a row. But last season, the most recent season, they bounced back. But we've seen President Trump do this before. I think this is pretty simple. He doesn't like CNN. He thinks it's fake news. And now that AT&T is the owner, he's going to go after AT&T. But I don't think shareholders are concerned, nor should they be. If you look at the stock right now, as you said, it's in the green. Although our parent company, Verizon, usually the stock that we talk about when we talk about AT&T, also in the green today. So right now, telecom's looking okay. I don't think there's really cause for concern. Now, that said, what's interesting to me is if we just kind of zoom out a little bit and look at President Trump with regard to recent mergers. Right. We know that he didn't want AT&T and Time Warner to be able to merge, and then it was approved. And that is likely good for future mergers like the one we were talking about on this show last week, CBS and Viacom. Likely to happen because we know Sherry Redstone wants that. Now, similarly, in this case, he is anti-AT&T and trying to get people to boycott. He also was tweeting in favor of Sinclair, a broadcast company he does like, being able to merge with Tribune. That did not happen. Sinclair reportedly pulled out of that deal, or Tribune then sued Sinclair, saying that they ruined the deal. But President Trump was really angry and angrily tweeting when that deal looked like it was not going to be approved. So this is the new normal for us. We've known for over 2 years President Trump likes to tweet his opinions about mergers, whether they should be approved or not, and then go after companies that own the news networks he doesn't like.
Yeah, it has become the new normal. But one thing that's a little disturbing is the fact of how involved he is getting in some of these mergers, like you're talking about. Because now we have the House Democrats looking into whether Trump once talked to Gary Cohn, which was at one time his top economic advisor, just in terms of using the Justice Department to block the AT&T merger. And then if he in fact did that, just in terms of what that could mean for the future of some of these other deals.
Yeah, hard to believe, those reports that have come out about exactly how much he tried to stymie that deal. It didn't work for that deal. But it's funny, we see how much he does get involved in deals where he either strongly likes or strongly dislikes a company. Didn't seem to have so much opposition to Disney Fox, but AT&T Time Warner has been... Why. Yeah, I wonder why. AT&T Time Warner has been an interesting merger to look at for, normal Yahoo Finance reasons, not about President Trump and his opinions. For example, what is going to happen at HBO and the management and leadership at HBO? We know that employees there kind of bucking under that new management. So certainly a merger that a year out we still should continue to watch and see the effect on these businesses. And we'll continue to watch whether the President Trump tweets get ratcheted up. Is it just going to be these two and then everyone moves along? Or if this becomes as loud as his ongoing Twitter crusade against the NFL was, which lasted like a year and a half, then maybe it does become a problem.
And Harley Davidson too. We didn't even talk about that.
There you go.
Twitter crusade against them.
But look, as New Yorkers, we also know how hard it is to switch up your cable service provider and your phone provider.
That is very true.
I'm very skeptical that any consumers, even if they're fierce President Trump supporters, are going to say, "Oh yeah, let me call them up. AT&T, I'm out. President Trump says you're bad." No.
That's very true. All right, Dan Roberts, thank you.